What do you think Warhammer is?
What's a Warhammer?
Warhammer is a really beautiful thing.
Is that a game? A video game?
Like, got a lot to do with war and hammers.
It could be about war and hammers. Where they like shoot people in war.
I absolutely have no idea what it is whatsoever. Warhammer. To the society outside its plays, it's a game shrouded with uncertainty. When we think of similar games like Dungeons and Dragons, we can associate plays with a certain negative and harsh stereotype. However, we'll uncover the underground world of Warhammer and discover that it's more than just a tabletop game. Using the varying army-specific figurines, the game requires you to harness creative and strategic thinking in order to plan war tactics against your opponent. The centre of this game culture lies Games Workshop, one of the producers of Warhammer itself. At the Games Workshop stores, players can buy, paint, practice, and compete with each other, making the store a central hub for the playing community.
I encountered it about 7 years ago in 2005. Basically, bought my first set, thinking, yeah, these models look kind of cool, and basically went from there. The models are just actually quite amazing. The best toy soldiers in the world, really. After that, it became story-driven as well, because we've got such an in-depth background. There's just so much to it. I just couldn't stop. Kind of escalated a bit bigger than I originally anticipated, but I wouldn't turn back. We've got huge groups of friends that come in and play games. People meet each other here. I really enjoy it when we get the young, almost socially awkward people coming into the hobby whose parents are saying, oh, we want to get them involved in something social. They come in, they learn how to paint, they play the games, they meet people, they come out of their shell, and they have friendships for life.
With Games Workshop at the heart of this gaming community, allowing players to meet and compete, we now turn to these players to answer the big question: why? What exactly is it that captures them into this complex tabletop game? So, what aspects of the game draw you in the most?
I think the tactics, having to think really hard about what you're going to do next, trying to outwit your opponent, like setting up your men for flanking manoeuvres and covering fire, all that sort of stuff. I find it's really interesting to do.
Did someone introduce you to Warhammer, or did you find out about it yourself?
When I was about 7, I was at my auntie's house, and my cousin was playing with these little dudes. They were armoured to the shithouse, and I was like, what are they, Ian? And he goes, Chase, these men are the forefront of the galaxy. They are the most badass creatures to ever have existed. Chase, they are the Space Marines. I was hooked from there. Loved them.
So, do you use Warhammer as an escape at all?
Not really an escape tool, just more to fill in time and have fun, I suppose. I have lots of hobbies, so it's probably not my only escape as such. I find when you paint, it's quite relaxing, and you can just sit down and be painting it, and 4 hours will pass and you won't even notice, so yeah, in some aspects, yes.
How do you respond to people who snub games like Warhammer?
I usually just shrug and think, well, you're missing out, because it is a lot of fun. People judge too harshly and too quickly. If you actually sit down and have a game, it is really quite engaging and fun. It's a good way to meet new people, make new friends and stuff, you know.
What does Warhammer mean to you?
Well, it's imaginative carnage and mayhem in a physical entity. It's on a medium you don't really see nowadays with games. So many people play video games, and don't get me wrong, video games are fun. As you can see, I enjoy them heavily, but it is good to take a step back from technology and just have good old-fashioned fun on a tabletop.
Thank you for your time.
It's all good.
It's a fun game. It's a huge background. It's wonderful stories. It's a place where the weird and the wonderful and the wacky can happen and is encouraged to, and you just get to have fun.